I haven't done a ranking video on this channel in 4 years, so it's really about time that I do another one. But I want to do something a bit more original. Many people have ranked levels, Skylanders, elements, vehicles, and a lot more. However, I don't think I've ever seen anyone rank the release waves for Skylanders. For those unfamiliar, Skylanders were released in waves, so you could not acquire every Skylander on the day the game was released. Usually these waves were a couple months apart so that Activision could release Skylanders year-round until a new game came out to keep the hype for the current game alive. So today I'll be ranking these waves, and how I came to these rankings was a combination of many things since each game has something new to offer in its waves, whether it's traps, gimmicklanders, vehicles, or more. This list is my list, so if you disagree and somehow have a list of every single Skylanders wave, go ahead and tell me what you think. Also, I got the wave information from the Dark Spyro forum, so shout out to them. Alright, let's not waste any more time and get right into every Skylanders release wave ranked. Coming in at 32nd and last place is Superchargers Wave 5. I mean, Superchargers Wave 5 pretty much automatically gets last place because it only released 2 figures and only 1 Skylander. But even if you, for whatever reason, don't look at that, it's still one of the worst waves because of how bad the release was. Thrillipede and the Buzzwing, to my knowledge, were originally part of Wave 4, which would make sense because that's where his Easter variant came out, but he got held back. So far that he got his own release wave. However, in the United States, he barely got on the shelves. Some stores never even had him at all. It is one of the most, if not the most disastrous release waves in Skylanders history. From what I've heard, his European and Australian release was not as bad, but I live in the States, so I never saw him in stores. Thank goodness I found a listing for him on eBay in 2020 for like 25 bucks, because if not, I would still not have him to this day.
It's Thrillipede. This guy was expensive. He was like $20. He's the most expensive Supercharger, I know that.
With the release wave only having 2 characters and only 1 Skylander, and the wave being horribly distributed, I believe the only place it can be is last place. We are staying with Superchargers on this list because 31st place is Superchargers Wave 3.5.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Now, you might be confused right now because how can there be a wave 3.5? Since there will be more examples of this, I will explain. Basically, sometimes a couple figures are released in a time where no new wave is coming out. Usually this is because of a holiday, or if there is a bigger gap in between waves than normal. Anyway, these waves, not being full waves, are not that good. In this wave, we got both Nintendo character vehicle packs with the turbocharged Donkey Kong and Barrel Blaster pack and the Hammer Slam Bowser and Clown Cruiser pack, which were already available characters in the Nintendo starter pack, so they weren't new characters at the time of the release. We also got 3 variants with Birthday Bash Big Bubble Pop Fizz, Legendary Bone Bash Roller Brawl, and the Nitro Soda Skimmer. Activision would also throw in a Chaos Trophy for us, which is probably the best figure to come out this wave. Since I value variants a whole lot less than new characters, I can't really put this wave much higher. Sticking with the .5's 30th place belongs to Trap Team Wave 2.5. Much like our last wave, there are a lot of variants here. There was 1 Trapmaster variant in Winterfest Lobstar. We also got Legendary Deja Vu here, which, fun fact, is the only way to get any single pack version of Deja Vu, so that's cool. Some of the more interesting items in this series actually got released in this wave. I'm of course talking about the 3 legendary traps that came with Skylanders comics in them, but at the end of the day they are just traps. These by themselves probably would have landed them at 31st place, but what brings it over the edge is the 8 trap pack that comes along with Steamed Broccoli Guy, and technically a new character came out this wave since a mini pack with Small Fry and Hog Wild Frino was dropped, the new character being Small Fry since Frino had already been released. However, that one new character being a mini doesn't help all that much. Since we were able to get a new character even though it is a mini, it barely avoids being second to last place. Unsurprisingly, the final half wave is next on the list, the wave being Swap Force Wave 2.5. I will say I actually had a hard time with this wave because I actually wanted to rank it higher. That is because this wave released the new gen, well, at the time new gen, starter packs for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the Wii U. But man, outside of that, there is basically nothing here. 4 variants came out, and really only 2 of them came out in Wave 2.5, but I bundled Jolly Bumble Blast and Quick Draw Rattleshake in this wave because this was basically the season of random exclusives before the big Wave 3 holiday drop. The real 2 variants that were released were Legendary Night Shift and Legendary Zulu. A Walmart and Asda exclusive Magic 3-pack containing Mega Ram Spyro, Super Gold Pop Fizz, and Star Strike came out for some reason during this time too. In the end, as you can see, the new gen starter packs could only bring this to being the best placing half wave on the list. Mainly because it's not like the starter packs were new things, since obviously there was a lot of starter packs released in Wave 1. I also want to say that after this, I think all the waves left are good waves. These half waves and that one abysmal release of Wave 5 of Superchargers were not that good. But other than that, I think Activision actually did a pretty decent job of how they handled these waves. Okay, finally, we're talking about some real waves again. In 28th place is Wave 5 of Spyro's Adventure. Finally, we got new characters in this wave as well, those being Whamshell, Camo, and Warnado. Whamshell was only released in a single pack. Both Camo and Warnado also got single packs, and a triple pack came out in Wave 5 containing Camo, Warnado, and Igniter. Of course, Igniter had already been released, but how can you not love a triple pack with 2 new Skylanders? Finally, the Dragon's Peak Adventure Pack was made available in all stores. While this doesn't count as something new introduced in this wave since it wasn't exclusive, it does definitely make it a bit better. This was not a top tier wave at all, but getting new characters is something that some of these previous waves couldn't even do for us, so it lands here. The first real wave of Skylanders Trap Team is 27th place with its 5th wave. Here we have 3 new characters, 2 variants, and 1 trap. Enigma was the only trap master that was released in Wave 5, making him the lone single trap master that was never released with any others. Along with him, there are 2 core characters, Fling Kong and Flipwreck, and there's still 2 variants and a trap. Why is this so low, you might be asking? Well, it's because everything left was exclusive to a store, which does hamper the wave a bit. Gnarly Barkley was exclusive to Toys R Us, and King Cobra Cadabra was a GameStop exclusive, along with the Tech Flying Trap, which contained Steampunk Shrednot. For a final wave, it's honestly not that bad, but with half of the figures released being exclusive, it does hurt its ranking. I think some people may disagree with Superchargers Wave 4 being 26th place on the list, so let me explain. In total, the wave had 14 characters. However, only one of them was a new character. That character being Double Dare Trigger Happy in the Land Racing Pack. There were 7 other characters that were released that were not variants, so you're probably wondering how that works out. Well, Spitfire and Hot Streak got single packs made for them. This is a pretty rare instance that a starter pack character gets a single pack version. Then Astro Blast and the Sunrunner got single packs too. Both those figures had come out earlier in the Sky Racing pack. And finally, Bone Bash, Roller Brawl, and a Toon Bunky got single packs, who had also already came out in earlier releases, together in vehicle packs. Oh, and the Soda Skimmer got released in a single pack, but not along with Big Bubble Pop Fizz, which is very interesting. So every non-variant figure besides Double Dare Trigger Happy had already been available. When it comes to the variants, we got Excited Thrillipede and the Spring Ahead Dive Bomber. And the 4 Power Blue figures came out here too. In my humble opinion, most of this release is fluff. If you had already bought all the figures from earlier waves, there would be only 1 non-variant Skylander and vehicle to purchase here. I would much rather have a wave that gives me only 3 new characters and 1 or 2 variants than 10 total characters, but some of them had already been released. The next 3 out of 4 waves are all from Spyro's Adventure, which wipes out all of its waves except from Wave 1. These 3 waves are all very similar, and you will see in a second. This is because 1, SSA is the first game, so less things to release, but also, dang, they released a lot of characters during Wave 1. Anyway, 25th place is Wave 2 of Spyro's Adventure. 3 new Skylanders came out here, all having their own single packs. Those are Wrecking Ball, Hex, and Dino Rain. Activision was also nice enough to give us 2 triple packs. 1 triple pack contained Zap, Hex, and Dino Rank, so 2 of the 3 Skylanders that were released in this wave were also released here. And the other triple pack had Wrecking Ball, Stealth Elf, and Sonic Boom. The Dark Light Crypt Adventure Pack also dropped during this wave as well, now available everywhere since it was an exclusive in Wave 1. So it doesn't count as a new release, but it's still nice to have here. Just like in real life, after Wave 2, we got Wave 3 of Spyro's Adventure in 24th place. I told you these waves were similar because this one also got 3 new characters, an adventure pack and a triple pack. This wave does only have 1 triple pack, but the adventure pack Empire of Ice and the Skylander that came along with its Slam Bam were actually new when it was dropped. The other 2 Skylanders here are Double Trouble and Cinder. It's also worth noting that Whirlwind and Drill Sergeant became no longer store exclusives during this wave. The 1 triple pack that came out in Wave 3 features both Whirlwind and Drill Sergeant alongside Double Trouble. Taking a break from SSA real quick, we got Swap Force Wave 5 at 23rd. While this wave does have 1 less character than the last ones we looked at with only 2, for the first time in a while, one of those is a gimmick lander with Doomstone. I do remember being so hyped when I finally got my hands on him, since this was one of the most anticipated Skylander waves at the time, if I remember correctly. And for the first time in the video, we're going to be talking about Light Cores, because Light Core Bumble Blast dropped too. Fun fact, this was the last ever Light Core to release. 2 pretty awesome variants came out too, Jade Firecracker and Kickoff Countdown. Popthorn and Windup, who both were only released in adventure packs earlier, got single packs in this wave as well. Then for some reason 2 triple packs involving none of the Skylanders got launched too. We got the Scratch Rhino and Thornhorn Camo triple pack and the Firebone Hot Dog, Roller Brawl, and Turbo Jetvac triple pack. Only 2 new Skylanders, but the ones we received were pretty cool, and some single pack releases boost this one up a little bit. Alright, the final wave for SSA we'll be talking about in a while is here at 22nd place, and that belongs to SSA Wave 4. It came with a new adventure pack, the Dragon's Peak pack that came along with Sunburn, and this will be exclusive to Toys R Us until Wave 5. Zook and Lightning Rod will also drop alongside the adventure pack. I also do want to point out that Igniter was released in this wave, and even though technically he's not a newly released Skylander in this wave, he basically is, since before this the only way you could get him is in the 3DS starter pack. But since you could have gotten him still, it isn't a new release. But if you only wanted him by himself without the 3DS starter pack, then hey, this is the way for you. A triple pack with Zook, Cinder, and Lightning Rod popped up as well. Legendary Trigger Happy, which was a Toys R Us exclusive, came out, and Dark Spyro single packs came along during Wave 4 too. For one of the final waves of the game, it's quite good. You got a couple new characters and a new level. 21st is Wave 4 of Skylanders Imaginators, and I really badly wanted to put this higher because it features my favorite Skylander ever in Blastertron, and also one of my favorite adventure packs in the Lost Imaginite Mines with Robo. Oh, and Tidepool was there too. Sorry to all my Tidepool fans. I will say, I am a bit of a fan of there being no variants and only strictly new Skylanders in this wave. It makes it a bit easier for the wallet, of course, but it probably also helped you find the new figures on the shelf. Unfortunately, not enough people found the Robo Adventure Pack, and it costs upwards of $500 now, even for an out-of-box Robo. Even though personally this wave is very beloved to me, I cannot justify it being much higher than the bottom third of this ranking. I know no one talks about Skylanders waves, but it really needs to be stated how Superchargers Wave 2 is an incredibly weak post-SSA Wave 2 release. Every other Wave 2 after SSA averages a little over 10 new characters, outside of Superchargers of course. Superchargers Wave 2 only has 3 new characters: High Volt, Smash Hit, and Nightfall. And guess what? Nightfall was recalled because many of your figures had faulty RFID chips. Fun fact, despite being able to use NFC cards and chips to emulate Skylander figures, the figures themselves use RFID chips. Once Activision figured out the Nightfall stuff, she was put back in stores around December. So for some people, they only got 2 new working Skylanders in this wave. What saves the wave is that 4 vehicles came out as well: the Burn Cycle, Jetstream, Shark Tank, and the Stealth Stinger, which to this day I still don't understand why they didn't put it in the starter pack. I didn't really know how much weight vehicles would add to this ranking because they aren't playable characters, but they kind of are at the same time. But they took up spots that playable characters would have, so I still don't really know, but vehicles are super important to this game, so they have a decent amount of power in the list. Superchargers also made these weird triple packs with a Skylander and their vehicle, and then another random vehicle without its Skylander. In Wave 2, we got the Sharkshooter Terrafin, Shark Tank, and Jetstream triple pack. Very underwhelming Wave 2 if you ask me, so it gets 20th place. Imaginators Wave 3 is another example on the list where a starter pack for a new-gen console came out. This time it was Imaginators for the Switch. However, it didn't really have that much impact because no one bought this. If I'm not mistaken, it is the worst selling Skylanders starter pack, not counting 3DS ones, which makes sense because it came out after the release and it was the last Skylanders game ever. So the starter pack didn't affect the rank that much, but what did was the 3 new Skylanders we received: Pinata, Graveclobber, and Wildstorm, who came with the Cursed Teeth. Tiki Temple level, one of my favorites in the series. Unfortunately, again, most people have never used Wildstorm or played the Cursed Tiki Temple level, but trust me, they are both amazing. 2 Dark Creation Crystals, which I'm not counting as full characters, but basically are. New characters dropped too. Weird that they chose 2 from the same element, but it's cool, I guess. Then, and this might actually hurt the rank, but 2 Easter variant senseis came out. Egg Bomber Airstrike and Hard Boil Flare Wolf. And I'm sorry if you like these, but I think these are some of the ugliest looking variants ever. But if you're into them, then okay. Pretty decent wave. For a later wave, it gets 19th place. For the first time in this video, we are going to talk about a Skylanders Giants wave. I don't know what to say. Giants did a really good job releasing their waves, I guess. You know, they didn't do any half waves and they distributed the waves well. So in 18th place, it is Giants Wave 4. In Giants Wave 4, 3 new Skylanders came out. Funnily enough, all 3 of them from the magic element. We got the Giant Ninjini, Series 2 Spyro, and Series 2 Wrecking Ball. Some Shroom Boom single packs hit the shelves, and prior to this, you could only buy him in a pack, so not in the release, but if you only wanted him, you can now purchase him alone. 3 variants debuted, and all of them were exclusives. Jade Flashwing was a Target exclusive, Molten Hot Dog was a Walmart exclusive, and Legendary Chill was a Toys R Us exclusive. To end the wave off, we got 1 triple pack, including only 1 new Skylander. The triple pack was the Series 2 Wrecking Ball, Series 2 Flameslinger, and the Fright Rider triple pack. Overall, a pretty good way for Giants to kick off this video. After avoiding the list for so long, Giants gets back-to-back waves on this ranking. So instead of 3 new figures, Wave 5 included 4 new Skylanders. Those being Lightcore Chill, Lightcore Pop Fizz, Series 2 Drobot, and Lightcore Hex. Now I know some of you will say that Lightcore Hex isn't a Wave 5 character because she came out during Wave 1 as Swap Force. Look, Lightcore Hex is a Giants figure, so even though she came out a bit later, I'm still counting her for this wave because counting a Giants figure in a Swap Force wave would be really weird. For the actual variants that rolled out for this wave, 2 of them are Giants, Scarlet Ninjini and Gnarly Tree Rex. The other one is a core, Polar Whirlwind, which was exclusive to GameStop. Punch Pop Fizz got a single pack release in Wave 5. Before this, he was only available in the 3DS starter pack. And who was buying those, am I right? In addition, we acquired 2 triple packs, neither including new Skylanders. The first one was the Series 2 Bash, Series 2 Spyro, and Hot Dog triple pack, and the second one was the Series 2 Hex, Series 2 Slam Bam, and Shroom Boom pack. This is the highest ranking final wave on this list, which makes sense. Giants did an amazing job with their waves. We are halfway through the ranking, and I would say from here, the waves really start picking up. Swap Force Wave 4 gets 16th place with its 7 new Skylanders and a little bit more. 2 swappers got introduced, being Freeze Blade and Trap Shadow. But the 5 cores we got were not too shabby either. Scratch, Frino, Series 2 Hot Dog, Series 2 Jetpack, and Punk Shock all entered the lineup here. For some reason, Punk Shock and Frino got Easter special packaging of their figures, even though they were not variants. Speaking of variants, 4 of them came out in this wave. Nitro Freeze Blade and Magna Charge were both exclusive to Target. Enchanted Lightcore Starstrike was a Walmart exclusive, and Springtime Trigger Happy was available everywhere. 7 new Skylanders in this wave. Like I already mentioned, the waves from here on out are going to be getting pretty juicy. In 15th place, we have Superchargers Wave 3, which has 2 less characters than Swap Force Wave 4, but during this wave, we received a couple extra things that boosted it a tad bit higher on the list. The regular and legendary Sky Racing action pack featuring Astro Blast and the Sunrunner were added to the lineup. 2 vehicle packs dropped, the Big Bubble Pop Fizz and Soda Skimmer pack from the Bone Bash Roller Brawl and Toon Buggy pack. Roller Brawl and her vehicle also received that weird triple pack I was talking about earlier in the video with the Splatter Splasher. Splat and Lava Lance Eruptor made their first appearance in single packs in this wave too. Big Bubble Pop Fizz also got a single pack, and while Hurricane Jetpack already came out in a vehicle pack earlier, he got his single pack in this wave. The Splatter Splasher also got a single pack along with the Shield Striker and the Thump Truck. Mistletoe Dive Clubs released in this wave too, and how could you forget the iOS Superchargers starter pack? Okay, on a serious note, who bought this? A little bit crazy, but all the way down the list at 14th place with Giants Wave 3, we finally have a wave that came along with a battle pack. This one being the Scorpion Striker Battle Pack. I decided that battle packs had a little bit less importance than adventure packs because it's not like you're getting a new level, but you are getting some new fighting stages. The wave itself has 9 new characters, 2 of them coming out in this pack. Series 2 Zap and Hot Dog. There were also 2 new Giants, being Eyebrawl and Thumpback. 4 other Series 2s came out in this wave: Series 2 Eruptor, Series 2 Lightning Rod, Series 2 Prism Break, and Series 2 Stealth Elf. The light core version of Shroom Boom was added during this release wave as well. 2 triple packs rolled out, the first one consisting of Series 2 Eruptor, Series 2 Stealth Elf, and Series 2 Terrafin. The second one had Series 2 Prism Break, Series 2 Lightning Rod, and Series 2 Drill Sergeant. I will also add that the single pack versions of Series 2 Cinder finally came out this wave, as before this you could only get her in the starter pack. Trap Team Wave 4 is here at 13th with 9 new Skylanders, but it also has a lot more to offer in this wave as well. It brought us 2 new Trap Masters, those being Shortcut and Thunderbolt. The 4 cores were Blackout, Echo, Rocky Roll, and Spotlight. I will say I was very close to actually adding more new characters to this wave, because in this wave Batspin and High Five came out. However, they did come out before, but only in Europe. I think this is a bit different than characters being store exclusives, because you could still buy them, but in other countries outside of Europe, you could not get these. Ultimately, as you can see by what I said, I did end up going with these do not count as new characters for this wave, but they kind of exist in this weird nebulous state. Like, I can see why you would count these 2 figures as new figures for this wave, but ultimately, like I said, I did not count them as new characters. Other than that, we got a bunch of packs too. 4 Trap triple packs, 2 containing the Chaos Trap, 2 mini packs with Barkley and Whisper Elf, then Breeze and Pet Vac hit the shelves, and then a buddy pack with Series 3 Jet Vac and Pet Vac dropped too. This is the first time I can really get to talk about this, but I am counting minis as new characters because they were on the poster for Trap Team. Even though I normally don't do this in rankings, I will count these towards the new character stat, even though I really don't like minis. 12 traps came out, with one of them being an Easter variant. 5 variants made their debut in this wave: Legendary Bushwhack, a Toys R Us exclusive; Nitro Headbrush, a Target exclusive; Excellent Wii Ruptor, Power Punch Pet Vac, and Love Potion Pop Fizz. Oh, and Nightlight and Nightmare also came out in this wave in single packs too, but they are not new characters. So much in this wave, but with only actually like 9 new figures, 6 if you're not counting the minis. 13th is as high as I can put it on this list. While this is my list, I still try to not be biased while making it, but it hurts my soul that Imaginators Wave 2 is not in the top 10. It's at 12th place. I won't lie, I probably would have rather had this wave than a couple of the waves we will talk about later, but I really didn't have a good reason to place it higher than 12th place, so here it is. This wave had 1 new adventure pack, a couple packs, and 7 new characters. Those 7 new characters were Buckshot, Chain Reaction, Flare Wolf, Hit Boss, Bad Juju, Painata, and Boom Bloom. In this wave, you could only get Painata in a Sensei Crystal pack, and Boom Bloom came out in the Enchanted Elven Forest Adventure pack. Dr. Crankcase had already been released, but he got a Sensei Crystal pack in this wave as well. 5 variants also popped up: Jingle Bell Chompy Mage, the cost-efficient way to play as Chompy Mage; Bad Juju, and Mystical Taekwon Crow, both GameStop exclusives; Solar Flare Aurora, a Target exclusive; and Legendary Pit Boss, a Toys R Us exclusive. 2 Creation Crystal triple packs came out as well, and only 1 Creation Crystal pack came out in a single pack in this wave, a Fire one. I will say it's very weird that basically no single pack Creation of Crystals came out after Wave 1. Then the Crash and Cortex pack came out as well, which were not new characters, but they were for everyone that didn't have a PlayStation, since getting the PlayStation starter pack for Imaginators was the only way to play them, along with the level that came with them as well. I will say again, I really wanted to place this higher on the list, but with only 7 new Skylanders, and even with the adventure pack, I couldn't realistically put it over waves that had more figures, but man, I still love this wave. Just barely missing the top 10 is Swap Force Wave 2, coming in at 11th place. And it has the most new Skylanders on the list so far, with 11 new figures. 4 of them were swappers, and they all came in single packs. Those swappers were Boomjet, Nightshift, Firecracken, and Gorilla Drilla. 2 packs with Boomjet and Nightshift, then Firecracken and Gorilla Drilla came out, but they're only in Argos, which is only in the UK, I'm pretty sure, so I never saw these. Out of the 7 rest of the cores, 3 were brand new ones: Riptide, Scorp, and Starstrike, and you could guess the final 4 characters are series variants, with Series 3 Chop Chop, Gilgrunt, and Trigger Happy. Then Series 2 Sprocket. Series 3 Trigger Happy, Series 3 Gilgrunt, and Starstrike got a triple pack. Series 2 Sprocket, Series 3 Chop Chop, and Scorp also got a triple pack. Oh, and Series 3 Terrafin got a single pack, as before this you could only get him in a battle pack in Wave 1. This wave is extremely solid, but I can't help but feel like the lack of an adventure pack really hurts this rank. Breaking us into the top 10 is Giants Wave 2 with its 3 packs and 12 new characters. Surprisingly, only one Giant came out during this release, that being Hothead. 2 brand new cores were launched, Sprocket and Flashwing. We got 1 Light Core 2 with Light Core Jetvac, and the rest of the Skylanders are all Series 2s. Series 2 Bash, Double Trouble, Drill Sergeant, Flameslinger, Gilgrunt, Hex, Sonic, and Stump Smash. We received 3 triple packs, one being pretty cool if you ask me. The first 2 are regular ones. The first one had Series 2 Sonic, Series 2 Stump Smash, and Sprocket, and the second one had Series 2 Gilgrunt, Series 2 Double Trouble, and Flashwing. Now for the really cool one I was talking about, it was the all Light Core triple pack, featuring Light Core Prism Break, Eruptor, and Drobot. Unfortunately for this wave, these Light Cores had already come out in single packs in Wave 1, but this is still, in my opinion, one of the best triple packs ever, since it's one of the only triple packs that came out with its own sort of gimmick. Also, the box art for this one looks really cool, so congratulations, Giants Wave 2, you're in the top 10. 9th place belongs to Skylanders Trap Team Wave 2, which has 3 less characters than Giants Wave 2 with 9, but it does have an adventure pack containing one of the better levels in the series in my opinion, so it narrowly beats out Giants Wave 2. The adventure pack I'm talking about is the Mirror of Mystery adventure pack, which contains Deja Vu, and this is the only way you could buy Deja Vu, the regular version at least. 3 more Trap Masters were released, Bushwhack, Headrush, and Lobstar. 2 brand new cores also came along with Fist Bump and Treadhead, and the remaining characters were all series variants. We had Series 3 Jetvac, Series 3 Pop Fizz, and Series 2 Frino. The only Swap Force Core 2 get a series variant, so there's a little fun fact. 16, yes, 16 traps dropped too, and I don't really know how much weight that holds for you. For me, it wasn't that much, but the single pack version of the Chaos Trap was one of the 16 new traps. So that certainly helps out the wave, and the Chaos Trap does count as a new release here since it is different from the Ultimate Chaos Trap. A very strong wave overall with some great characters. Swap Force Wave 3 finds itself at 8th place because of its 13 new figures and 4 packs, one of them being an adventure pack. That adventure pack is Wind Up with the Shipwreck Isles, which is the only adventure pack in this game to not come out in Wave 1. But we not only got an adventure pack, but a battle pack too. The Archean Crossbow Battle Pack with Grim Creeper and Thornhorn camo. For whatever reason, this pack was the only way you could obtain the regular version of Grim Creeper, kind of like Deja Vu, who we just mentioned. This was also the last ever battle pack released. RIP battle packs. The other 2 packs were triple packs, both with 2 new figures in each. One had Series 3 Prism Break, Series 3 Whirlwind, and Riptide, and the second one had Doombug, Series 3 Cinder, and Series 3 Terrafin. 3 swappers were released, Rubble Rouser, Spyrise, and Stink Bomb. I already mentioned 4 of the cores, Doombug, Series 3 Cinder, Series 3 Prism Break, and Series 3 Whirlwind, but one more core was released, and that was Smolder Dash, one of the more popular cores from Swap Force. 2 more Light Cores would drop, Light Core Countdown and Light Core Whamshell. Something funny about this wave is that it gave us 2 of the 3 new characters for the Forgotten 8 Skylanders from Spyro's Adventure, getting Series 2 Camo and a Light Core Whamshell, so shout out to this wave. If you're keeping track of this wave, with it being ranked 8th, then that means we only have one more wave that isn't a Wave 1 wave. So, what do you think beats this? It is none other than Wave 3 of Skylanders Trap Team with 12 new figures, which you think might bump it down on the list since the last wave had more figures, but this wave has the 2 most important adventure packs in the entire series. I am of course talking about the Light and Dark expansion packs. This is the only wave that can say it introduced 2 new elements. Unless you're counting like the one-off chaos element, but we're not doing that. So in this wave, you get 2 new levels, 2 new elements, and 2 pretty good Trap Masters in Nightlight and Nightmare. Other than that, I would still say this wave is pretty excellent. 3 more Trap Masters came out, Blastermind, Kaboom, and Tough Luck. 4 more cores hit the shelves, Batspin, High Five, remember, Europe exclusive, Cobra Kadabra, and Trailblazer. 2 triple packs came out that were again Europe exclusive because they featured High Five and Batspin. The first pack had Series 2 Frino, Cobra Kadabra, and Batspin. The second one had Trailblazer, Series 3 Jetvac, and High Five. If you liked minis, then this wave had your back too. It came out with the Small Fry and Wee Ruptor mini pack and the Gill Run and Thumpling mini pack. On top of all of this, we got 9 traps, along with the Light Rocket trap that held Rebel Lob Goblin, which was a GameStop exclusive. I know some people will disagree with this rank, but with a good amount of new characters and 2 adventure packs that contain new elements, I believe that is good enough to be 7th place. Alright, we have finally entered the Wave 1 zone. I'm sure you could have guessed that the entire top 6 would all be Wave 1s, but now it's just which Wave 1 is the best. Well, let's find out. By a margin that I must say is like the Grand Canyon, 6th place, aka the worst Wave 1, belongs to Superchargers. Obviously now, you get all the starter packs with Spitfire, Super Shot, Stealth Elf, and Hot Streak, plus the Wii U starter pack, which is different since it holds Donkey Kong and his vehicle, and the 3DS starter pack 2 is different, with Bowser and his vehicle and Stealth Elf again. But even including those Skylanders, this wave only has 10 new characters in it. Vehicles taking up half the roster really hurts Superchargers in this ranking since there were less figures to go around. Even worse in my opinion is that there are only 4 new Skylanders that came out in single packs in this wave. 4! That is kind of insane if you ask me. Those 4 are Diveclops, Fiesta, Stormblade, and Sharkshooter Terrafin. 3 packs were dropped, with one being the Deep Dive Gilgrunt and Reef Ripper Sea Action Racing Pack, which is kind of like an adventure pack, kind of not. It doesn't give you new levels, but new racing levels instead. We also got the 2 Supercharged combo packs with the Sharkshooter Terrafin and Shark Tank pack, then the Hurricane Jetvac and Jet Stream pack. 3 variants would drop, all being store exclusives. You could only get steel-plated Smash Hit at Best Buy, Legendary Hurricane Jetvac was only at Toys R Us, and Frightful Fiesta was a GameStop exclusive. 4 vehicles were released in single packs: Dive Bomber, Crypt Crusher, Sky Slicer, and Sea Shadow. 1 vehicle variant came along with Nitro Stealth Stinger, exclusive to Target. It is weird because I did rank this the 6th best wave ever, and I've been pretty negative about it so far, but that's just because I do expect a bit more from a wave 1 than just 10 new characters. And I get that vehicles take up roster spots, but that does not change anything in my opinion. But that's just what Superchargers is after all, am I right? A bit of a disappointment. Yes, I'm dissing Superchargers in a wave ranking video. You're welcome. 5th place is Giants Wave 1, which is a bit surprising because there really isn't that many new characters in this game, but 20 of the new characters in this game came out in Wave 1. That just kind of goes to show you how lackluster Superchargers Wave 1 is, with a 10-figure jump in the next place. Anyway, you know the usual with the Wave 1s. We got the new starter pack with Tree Rex and Series 2 Cinder and Jetvac, the 3DS pack with again Tree Rex Cinder but now Punch Pop Fizz, but this is the old era, so there are no other types of starter packs. We got 3 more Giants, so half of the Giants were released in Wave 1. Those 3 other were Bouncer, Swarm, and Crusher. Just like with the Giants, 3 brand new cores came in single packs too, those being Pop Fizz, Fright Rider, and Chill. 6 Series 2s came along: Series 2 Slam Bam, Zook, Trigger Happy, Whirlwind, Terrafin, and Igniter. And of course some Light Cores as well. And we got 3 of those. Dang, that's a lot of 3s here. Light Core Drobot, Light Core Eruptor, and Light Core Prison Break. On top of all these new figures, 5-ish packs came out. I say 5-ish because the Dragonfire Cannon Battle Pack came out with Shroom Boom and Series 2 Chop Chop. And then the exact same pack came out as well, but with a golden Dragonfire Cannon, so I guess it's a different pack, but not really. 2 regular triple packs hit the shelves, both with a couple Series 2s and a new core. One had Series 2 Trigger Happy, Series 2 Whirlwind, and Pop Fizz. The other had Series 2 Igniter, Series 2 Zook, and Chill. Then, in my opinion, the best pack is the Legendary Triple Pack with Legendary Igniter, Slam Bam, and Jetvac. One more Legendary also came out, but it was a Giant, Legendary Bouncer, both the pack and Bouncer being Toys R Us exclusives. And finally, Granite Crusher, who was a Target exclusive, came out as well. Now, this was a real Wave 1, with 20 new characters and some variants. No adventure packs will always hurt though, Giants having none in the entire game definitely doesn't help, but this Wave 1 lands at 5th place. Kind of fitting that right next to Giants, Spyro's Adventure takes 4th place. This wave has the same amount of new figures as Giants with 20, but what pushes it over the edge is its 2 adventure packs. First and foremost, we got the OG starter pack, holding Trigger Happy, Spyro, and Gilgrunt. Then the 3DS starter pack, which had Dark Spyro, Stealth Elf, and Igniter, which, if you remember, Igniter didn't come out for a while, so if you got the 3DS starter pack, you got him pretty early. 14 more Skylanders came out in single packs, which were Zap, Prison Break, Bash, Sonic Boom, Drobot, Stealth Elf, Stump Smash, Chop Chop, Eruptor, Flame Slinger, Boomer, Voodoo, Drill Sergeant, who was a Walmart exclusive until Series 3, and Whirlwind, who was also a Walmart exclusive until Series 3. This was an ethical 14 new figures because since this is Spyro's Adventure, the first game, there was no series variants padding the new game's character stat. I know I haven't really punished games for series variants, but it's something that's always been in the back of my mind. The 2 adventure packs, which pretty much decided the 4th place placement, were the Pirate Seas adventure pack that holds Terrafin, and the Dark Light Crypt adventure pack, which gives you Ghost Roaster. This adventure pack was only available to Toys R Us until Wave 2 for some reason. Kinda weird that you hold it off for one wave, but now Wave 1 gets the nod for the pack, so there you go. 4 triple packs came out. The Eruptor Chop Chop and Bash one, the Drobot Flameslinger and Stump Smash one, and the Prism Break, Boomer, and Voodoo triple pack. To keep up the parallels with Giants, a legendary triple pack also released. It had Legendary Bass, Chop Chop, and Spyro, and as you might have guessed, it was a Toys R Us exclusive. When the waves are this good, it does come down to the little things, and Spyro having 2 more adventure packs than Giants helps it get 1 place higher. First up on the podium is Trap Team Wave 1. I am not gonna lie, before I made this ranking, I thought this would be first place because it has 24 new Skylanders, which is the most out of any wave, which might make you wonder why it's only 3rd. I'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about the Wave 1 things first though. You got the starter pack with Snapshot, Food Fight, and the Water and Life Traps, the 3DS starter pack with Gusto and Barkley, and the Dark starter pack that came with the Ultimate Chaos Trap. One adventure pack, the Nightmare Express adventure pack, came out with Blades. It also got a different version that came out with Legendary Blades. That was a Toys R Us exclusive. 6 Trap Masters were released in single packs: Jawbreaker, Crypt King, Gusto, Wallop, Wildfire, and Gear Shift, and she was actually a pre-order exclusive in Wave 1, which I did not know, because the pre-order I got for Trap Team in 2014 was the Outlaw Brawl and Chain variant, but she was one too. 3 brand new cores dropped: Chopper, Funny Bone, and Torch. Then we got the only ever Series 4 variant to come out with Tidal Wave Gilgrunt, and also Series 2 Shroom Boom. So far I've talked about 15 Skylanders, so there are still 9 left. Now comes the reason why this wave is ranked 3rd despite having the most new Skylanders. The rest of the wave that came out are all minis. I know I said I'm counting them as new Skylanders since they are on the poster, but I am still so upset with Trap Team's decision to give us playable sidekicks, because that's what they are, instead of new cores, heck, even new series variants. I will never understand that decision. 4 mini packs came out. The Magic mini pack with Spry and Mini Genie, the Undead mini pack with Hijinks and Ice Mall, the Tech mini pack with Drobit and Trigger Snappy, and the Earth mini pack with Bop and Terabyte. A Buddy pack that had Series 4 Gilgrunt and Gilrun also released, that was only at Walmart. Again, I'm counting these as new characters, but I know it's pretty much almost out of spite, I will only give Trap Team 3rd place. I'm sorry for all the mini fans out there, but I cannot stand these. Let's get out of the negative though. 2 triple packs came out. One had Funny Bone, Series 2 Shroom Boom, and Chopper. The other had Blades, Torch, and Series 4 Gilgrunt. Dang, Gilgrunt got released like 3 different ways in this wave. How could you forget about the Traps 2 though? 2 Trap triple packs were released and 15 single pack traps also dropped, 2 of them having variant villains. I already mentioned 1 Outlaw Brawl and Chain, but Riot Shield Shredder was another available villain variant. I know I've been somewhat negative here, but that's just because if the minis were replaced with real Skylanders, this wave easily gets 1st place. It's not even close. But I am sorry guys, I cannot look past them replacing real Skylanders with playable sidekicks. The gap between 1st and 2nd place was razor thin, but very slightly, silver goes to Skylanders Swap Force Wave 1. The regular starter pack came with Washbuckler, Blast Zone, and Series 3 Stealth Elf. The 3DS starter pack had Free Ranger, Rattleshake, and Volcanic Eruptor in what's probably the best 3DS starter pack ever, since you get 2 Gimmicklanders. Yeah, it's probably the best one actually now thinking about it. Swap Force was also the first game to have a Dark starter pack. Swap Force has a whopping 17 Skylanders released in single packs in Wave 1-2. 4 of them are swappers, and those are Magna Charge, Rattleshake, Hoot Loop, and Free Ranger. 4 brand new cores debuted: Countdown, Roller Brawl, Zulu, and Slobbertooth. Somewhat surprisingly, only 4 series variants would come out in single packs too: Series 2 Chill, Series 3 Eruptor, Series 2 Pop Fizz, and Series 3 Spyro. So that's 4 swappers, 4 new cores, 4 series variants. So what's left? Well, that's 5 light cores. That's right, 5 light cores. I mean, geez, that's more than half the light cores made for this game. These light cores that dropped were Light Core Flashwing, Grim Creeper, Smolderdash, Starstrike, and Warnado. 1 adventure pack came out along this wave: the Tower of Time adventure pack with Pop Thorn, and a battle pack, the Fiery Forge battle pack with Bumble Blast, and this is the only way to get regular Bumble Blast in the entire game, and Series 3 Terrafin. So if you're counting, that's 23 new Skylanders. See, Trap Team, you can have a lot of Skylanders in a wave without stuffing a bunch of minis in the wave. We're not done though, since 2 more triple packs were released. We got the Series 3 Rupture, Series 2 Pop Fizz and Slobbertooth triple pack, and the Series 3 Spyro, Series 2 Chill and Zulu triple pack. 2 swap packs dropped too, and those are some of the more weird packs ever released in my opinion. Both had Nitro Magna Charge, and one had regular Rattleshake and the other had regular Free Ranger. And these packs were Target and Tesco exclusives. What I don't get about these packs is that Nitro Freeze Blade came out later in the game. So why don't you just make a full Nitro pack? That doesn't make sense to me. 3 more variants showed up too to the Wave 1 party. Enchanted Hoot Loop, a Walmart and Asda exclusive, Legendary Free Ranger, only in Toys R Us, and Legendary Lightcore Grim Creeper, also only Toys R Us. I mean, what a wave. So many Skylanders, an adventure pack and a battle pack, truly one of the all-time greats. But it's only second place. So what could possibly beat this out? Well, let's find out. It is, of course, Imaginators Wave 1. And before you call me biased, since this is my favorite game, I truly do believe it belongs in first place. Now, real quick, have you ever remembered Imaginators having a super big Wave 1? Well, it is because they actually released 2 waves of Imaginators on day 1. There were 6 senseis that in-house at Activision were labeled as Wave 2 Skylanders that still found their way on the store shelves on the release date of Imaginators. This is likely because Activision, before Imaginators came out, realized they wanted to have a bigger Wave 1 for release day, so they decided to lump in the Wave 2 figures with the Wave 1 figures. I don't know if people will disagree with me on this, but I am considering Wave 1 and the Wave 2 of Imaginators as Wave 1, since they released on the same day. To me at least, this is sound logic, because if they all release at the same time, I feel like that should all be Wave 1. But now let's start with the starter packs. You have the basic one with Kingpin, Golden Queen, and the Fire Creation Crystal, the Dark starter pack, which holds 6 playable characters, which is pretty crazy. Then of course the Crash starter pack, which was only on PlayStation consoles, which was the regular starter pack plus Neo Cortex and Crash. This also counts as an adventure pack for this wave, since Crash and Cortex unlock the Thump and Wumpin' Islands level. I still don't understand why some adventure packs actually had a figure for the level and some didn't, but regardless, it counts. Speaking of which, in this wave there was another adventure pack, the Griffin Park Observatory pack, that had Airstrike and an Earth Creation Crystal. Let's talk about some single pack senseis now, since there are quite a few. You could get Ambush Barbella, Chopscotch Aurora, Ember, Mysticat, Starcast, and Tri-Tip. And even better, the villain senseis that they made for this game. In Wave 1, you could get Dr. Crankcase, Taekwon Crow, Wolfgang, Hoodsickle, and the main man Chaos. You could actually get Chaos for free with a pre-order. Pretty nice. I will also be counting Chompy Mage for Wave 1, since his pack that was only available on Amazon was around during Wave 1. Still to this day, it's super dumb that he was only on Amazon, and you couldn't even buy him by himself. You had to buy him with other senseis. Really weird, but this came out in Wave 1, so we're counting them as Wave 1. Let's go back to the packs though. There were 2 sensei packs. One had a Wolfgang and an Undead Creation Crystal, then one had Mysticat and a Magic Creation Crystal. 2 Creation Crystal triple packs were also available, and if you really loved Creation Crystals, they made an 8-pack for them, but this is only available in Europe. Dang, like why does Europe get all the cool packs? 3 variants got released in this wave. Candy Coated Chopscotch, and she was available everywhere. Shout out to her. Steel Plated Hoodsickle, he was a Best Buy exclusive, and Legendary Tri-Tip, he was only in Toys R Us. I won't go over every single one, but there were 14 Creation Crystals in this wave, and if I really wanted to, I could count these as new figures, but since I'm so nice and fair, obviously I won't. And the Imaginite Mystery Chest things were here too. In total, that's 19 new Skylanders, and I know that's a bit less than a couple waves I've already mentioned, but context matters here. These are all 19 new characters, no series variants, nothing like that. They are also the senseis, which in my opinion are the best Skylanders to ever be made. And this wave has not 1 but 2 adventure packs and all the creation crystals, which you can make your own Skylander with. I think all of those factors make Skylanders and Imaginators Wave 1 the best Skylanders wave of all time. Oh, and if you don't count Imaginators Wave 1 and Wave 2 as the same thing, even though they all came out at the same time, then the top 6 is probably Superchargers still at 6th, Imaginators at 5th, Giants 4th, Spyro's 3rd, Trap Team 2nd, and Swap Force 1st. I just wanted to put that out there. And that's it. Every single Skylanders release wave ranked. I really had to dig in my bag for this idea, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, pretty much every single thing in this Skylanders franchise has been ranked, but to my knowledge, no one has done this. This is also a Community Day special, so happy Skylanders Community Day to all of you. You know, if you can, go on Twitter or X, Instagram, whatever, and celebrate this great franchise. Share your stories, art, whatever. Anyway, this was a long video to make, honestly, a lot of research involved, so I hope you've all enjoyed this video and have a great day. See y'all later.